Okay, guys. Yeah, here we go. Bell, and we're ready. Welcome to everybody who's looking at us on the live stream, and we're just about to start off our session on striking techniques. Okay, here we go. So the first one we're going to do is the simple kind of slap to the jaw. And we should practice a fair bit of this one because it's very effective. You can just knock somebody out and you don't damage your fist. You're not likely to break somebody's jaw, but if we only want to knock them out, that's okay. But we've got to get enough energy into the technique that we're fairly confident we're going to spark somebody out. So we've got to get it coming up from the soles of the feet, through the legs, through the waist. Whack. And into the jaw. Why don't you grab a partner and a pair of focus mitts. I'd go for these Fairtex ones. They're probably about the best. That's a bit knackered. That's a better one. Yeah. Hold on, guys. So let's have a quick demonstration. Yeah. We want to be striking across this way. Coming from there, legs, waist, shoulder movement, turn in that way. Bend as much as possible so that you can extend. Now, if we're going in for the jaw, it's coming in this way. Bang. There. Knocking the jaw across. Let's take a look. Yeah. Nice, relaxed but sharp impact. So, Selena, when you strike through the target more. Keep going through more. Yeah. Want to knock that pad back. Yeah. That's better. Yeah. Lots of waist movement. Yeah. Oh, okay, no worries, yeah. Yeah, change hands, try changing hands. All okay with you?
Yes.
Yeah.
Just try to sort out YouTube and everything. Again and again.
Does it prove you difficult?
No, it's just that I didn't thought they wanted to change phone and.
Okay, change now. Change who's holding the pad. Yeah, strike through more. Don't stop. Yeah. The same again. Strike through the target. Strike right. Yeah. And relax. And relax. Okay. Do you need to change hands? Yeah, all right. Sorry. Change hands. Okay, and relax. So, we could be going for the jaw, or we could be going for the temple. We want to get in quite quick and land that before somebody has a chance to duck out of the way. Yeah. So it's best if you can get somebody by surprise. They're not expecting it. Bang, knock them out. Yeah.
Trying to make impact with the blade.
We're suggesting that the base of the palm here. That works well. Now you can turn it more on the jaw to use that bit. So you can use here, or you can use kind of here, more flat. Yeah. For the temple, it's probably better to use the flat there. Or you can almost make a little cut over it and bam, send your force in there. That's a good point. Yeah, this is an excellent point. Yeah, slapping the ear. Well, that's a really good one. Then it's the same technique. You want that flat palm with that little kind of hollow in the middle, because there you send the air into the ear. You want to make like an airtight seal here, and then you send that air into the ear, and it blows out the eardrum. It bursts the eardrum. So that's really effective. You get that on bam. Yeah. We ought to bring this up more with the students. Definitely there. Or blast out the eardrum. So that's 3: jaw, temple, ear. Yeah, good point. Okay, so we're going to do now same technique applied to diaphragm, floating ribs. Here, we're trying to cause the winding effect. Take a breath in, can't breathe. So there, boom, in, just at the base of the rib cage. And we'll try it on the focus mitts to get the feeling of actually whacking in there. Do you want to hold the focus mitt for me? Yes, so I think we'll angle it that way. Yeah. Reflecting there. Up a little bit here. There. Yeah. Okay.
Are we trying to get more of the edge there, or is it the same principles?
I feel in the routines we do it like that. For applying a lot of force, I feel more confident putting it through the whole of the flat palm than trying to get it onto the edge there. We can have a go on the punch bags later, but if you do it through there, and it kind of comes down through the wrist into the forearm, you can hit as hard as you like, and you're not going to sprain your wrist. The more you try to turn the wrist, the more chance there is of damaging the wrist. That's how I feel about it. So for actual practical application, I think base of the palm into the diaphragm. Yeah. Okay. Priska, do you want to go and grab a pair of pads? I'll do it with me. Okay. Either way. Here we go. Change hands. And change now. Change who's holding the pad. Measure it for us. Yeah, see it. Good. And change sides. Okay. Okay. Yeah, pretty good. So, sorry?
You smacked the stuffing out of that
Yeah,
one.
yeah. I will change it for another one. No worries. So, we'll practice for a little bit the palm strikes straight forward for the nose. So remember that when you punch the head, your wrist breaking your fist. So usually it's considered the kind of professional way to hit the head is with the palm, which isn't going to break. Yeah, and we're just basically smashing the palm into somebody's nose or If you miss and it doesn't hit the nose and hits the cheekbone or the jaw, it's still okay. You get plenty of people hit on the nose. There's this kind of rumour that you hit the end of the nose and it'll drive the bones up into the brain and kill somebody. Anybody ever heard of it actually happening?
Only in a movie.
Expression I heard.
Yeah. I'd never ever come across any example of that happening. How many people get punched with uppercuts or whatever? So I don't reckon it. But definitely, that's going to cause a lot of pain and eye watering. So, sounds good, isn't it? Let's do it. Right, off we go. Yeah, sorry, mate. Sorry.
Is there any advantage to? Are we leading with the palm right away, or is there any advantage to getting that last?
You always use a little bit of movement on the wrist.
Okay.
The more muscles that you engage when you do the strike, the more power that you're going to get. So really, we want to use every muscle in the whole body. It's the same thing that applies all the time. Start from the sole of your feet, ankles, knees, hips, waist, shoulder, elbow, wrist. Everything is moving. So by using the wrist again, you're increasing the amount of power. It goes for every other joint as well. That's why we want to stay relaxed and get that movement that travels instead of, this would be rubbish. That's the opposite to what we want to do. Yeah. Okay, thanks. Here we go. Change hands. And change over. Thanks. Yeah.
You reckon pulling your hand back defensively or going all the way through? Almost aiming.
Okay, hold that for a moment. So you hit, you got to go right through the target. But then you might as well pull it back. So you've got to go through, but then a little bit depends on what you're doing. So here's your option. You hit, boom, knock somebody back, and you got your hand back ready to do something else. You hit, and then your hand's still there, so you kind of follow up. Yeah. Depends what you want to do. If your hand's still there, you get your fingers in the eyes. If we think for a minute, maybe what's this going to be like? Well, yeah, just take the pad off for a minute. Do a swinging punch. Smack somebody in the face with the palm, but maybe you want to hit them 2 or 3 times, just to be sure. Yeah, and then you can do something else. I think that's how I feel it would probably work out. You're going to probably send that in a few times just to really make the point. Yeah. Okay, let's try it again. That's my turn to hold the pad here. Here we go. Yeah. Like you really mean it. Yeah. That's better. Yeah. And change hands. And relax. And relax, yeah. Okay. So now we're going to try. I guess it's pretty similar to what we've done before, but getting the very base of the palm in behind the ear there to make somebody's head ring. It's a pretty practical technique, and especially if somebody is kind of ducking their head down. Yeah. If I'm in front and your head is kind of ducked down, then that palm strike in from there is pretty useful. Yeah. Okay.
There's a MMA guy who's used the palm strike a lot.
Which particular one are you thinking of?
Bas
Rutten. Yeah. That was one of the kind of inspirations. Yeah, that's one of his favorite techniques.
It's no longer active.
No, he's getting quite old now, but in his time he was a complete monster. Yeah, and people were just scared to fight him. Yeah. Check it out on YouTube if you check for Bas Rutten. Basrutten. Is it T-E-N?
TT, I think.
T-T-E-N. Rutten. Yeah. Really good at that liver kick. Yeah. And these palm strikes, yeah, really good. Had a interesting. I was watching a documentary with the guy who trained Bas Rutten. He was a Dutch guy. This would now be a very old documentary. I mean, maybe going back to the 80s or so. And this guy had a fight on an underground train, and palm striked a guy around the side of the head, and actually ripped his ear off with a palm strike. Yeah. If you do it hard enough, yeah, that is possible. I mean, obviously there was no video of it, but it was convincing the way he described it. I believe that one. The guy's ear actually kind of pretty much came off under the palm strike. Yeah, that was the guy that taught Bas Rutten. So yeah, here we go. Right. So in this one, aiming for that point behind the ear. Bam. There. Yeah. Really kind of hooking across quite tight, like you're up close, and that way. Yeah. Here we go. Change hands. Here we go, change over. So. And change hands. Okay. Yeah, very good. Very good. And hold on a minute. We'll do a couple more of the palm strikes. The next one, the uppercut, palm. This is the move in Simon Deltway. There, but in a kind of practical application. This kind of thing. If I come up under the jaw. Yep. Yeah, you haven't done this before. This way. Yeah, let me just take a quick look first. Selena, you just try that. Yeah. That way. Your fingers out to the side, not getting caught on the pad. Now more up, upwards more. Yeah. Yeah. Go through it. Yeah. Go on. Again. Yeah. Much better. Yeah. Here we go. All right. Let's change hands. Change who's holding the pads. Hold it about, no. Yeah. Try to make it very up, not in from the side out like that, And change hands. More up. The elbow bent. Coming. That's right. That's right. Yeah. Good. Okay, relax. So now, last palm strike for the moment. You're going to do the smashing down one. This way. And we're going to, okay, we need to visualize you're dropping your head down. And I'm going to try to get down there, striking to the brainstem there. Base of the skull. Okay. Bam. Even if you get the top of the neck, it's okay. Sweet.
C7 connects the upper vertebra, connects the neck to the spine. It's very dangerous.
The skull to the spine.
It's gonna make the head shake.
Anything more than that, it's going to damage the brainstem, the most delicate part of the brain. So it's just where this kind of the skull is meeting the neck. Really, it's where we want to get there. Yeah. That's going to damage the brainstem down. So this is when you got this scenario. Yeah, typically. We'll talk about ways to improvise it in a minute. Yeah. Well, do that. Yeah, let's do this. Do this first. Banging down. You get a lot of power. Gravity's working with you. This is how you break the blocks. Yeah. In the bam. Okay, but we're thinking about hitting the brainstem. Okay, off we go, guys. All right. Sorry. And change sides. And change who's holding the pad. Here we go. Yeah. Oh, it won't. It's going to work better if I hold it that way. And change sides. And relax. Okay. So, trying a few punches. This twisting punch coming up underneath the floating ribs into the diaphragm. You see a lot of boxing matches finished with this punch coming up into here. You can use the same punch to come up into the solar plexus. Punching the body, you're unlikely to break your fist. It's almost unheard of. Yeah, so get the right angle. Legs, waist. Sound good? Yeah. Why don't we have one pad on each hand and try. If you can't do that, fair enough. But we'll work it one side to the other. There we go. Okay, change over. Thanks. Let's get the angle right. Just it. Put it there.
It was an up? It was
Yeah.
straight?
Up. Like that there. Like that. Yeah. A little bit more upwards. Yeah. And relax. Okay, well done. Now, this is, yeah, coming in here. You can get it under the solar plexus or under the ribs. It still works from the back, especially the side of the back. You've got the really big muscle coming down the middle, but either side of it, you've got an area where you can get in quite easily. Yeah. Okay. The showing punches, I think we don't need to practice more of them. But the classic application is to come into the heart. If you punch really hard, maybe it'll stop the heart. If you don't quite do that, you break the sternum. That makes it very painful to breathe. So the fights can end on that, on the broken sternum. And it's your kind of classic kung fu, karate, taekwondo punch straight into the center there. And the other good application of this one, can you throw a punch? Is to go into the side ribs, the ribs at the side, because these break quite easily. So you've got to somehow expose the side ribs to punch them. But in that situation where you can grab a punch and pull the arm, you're kind of putting somebody into your punch. Counter movement, one forward, one back, and that'll break in the side ribs. We practiced that enough, really. We don't need to practice that again. I'm just thinking the other ones I was going to teach you. Chopping. If we want to hit the arteries on the neck, it's a bit difficult to get in with a flat palm. So we angle it to do the chop here. So that's there. And we're trying to strike the carotid sinus. And what's going to happen, you hit the artery here. And you have pressure receptors in the artery. And they're measuring the blood pressure, because we don't want blood pressure in the brain to be too high. If the blood pressure goes up, then you have these kind of bags, the carotid sinus, and instead of going up to the brain, some of the blood will be diverted into these bags to stop too much blood flow, too high a pressure through the brain. So it lowers the blood pressure. You whack the neck really hard, and the sensors think that your blood pressure has just shot off the scale high. You massively overstimulate them. So they say, divert blood away from the brain, got a maximum diversion away from the brain. So it fills up the bags, the carotid sinus, and then you don't get enough blood goes to the brain, so you black out. That's why you can cause blackout by striking the neck there. It shouldn't have any permanent effect. Some people think it's dangerous to do it because maybe it does, but it's unlikely to cause an injury when you get in there. And by turning the hand to hit that is quite practical. That's going to probably get caught on the jaw. All right, okay, so this is your classic kind of chop from the routines, yeah. This way. Shall we give it a try? Yeah. Here we go. Change hands. Okay, change over. James holding a pad. And the other side. And relax. Good. Okay. And one more chop, and then we'll take a break. Hold it sideways. Maybe get a practice this one. Down to break the collarbone. There. Just a moment. So you break the collarbone, it hurts. You don't see really any injury, there's no blood. Makes it very painful to move the arm. So someone's less likely to want to fight. And it heals up easy enough. You just immobilize the arm by putting it in the sling and it heals up. So no real long-term problem. Some people will tell you that if you have a broken collarbone and you raise the arm up, sorry?
When it's broken,
Yeah.
you cannot lift it over. So
Yeah.
It's really hard to breathe.
Yeah.
So you cannot get to this maximum.
You can't get up there.
So
That's
with
just,
adrenaline, you won't feel pain, but
yeah,
you cannot raise
you
the hand.
can't do it. Yeah. There's this thing about the broken edge cutting an artery, but I'm not really sold on it. I don't think it will. As you say, you're probably not even going to be able to move it that much because it's just too powerful. Yeah. So yeah, that's taken one arm out. That's probably going to end a fight. And it's one that you can put it on. You dealt with somebody. It's not too dangerous. Yes, okay. Sorted. Done. Okay.
And we want to hit roughly on that kind of rounded part, or
Yeah.
further up.
I mean, it's sticking out here. Okay. Round about the middle. You know, it's always when you hit something in the middle that it breaks most easily. It's so exposed, so vulnerable.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. There you go, guys. Hit there. All right. Here we go. Then let's do it. And we'll try the other arm. And change over. Yeah. Don't pull, Selena, don't pull through like this. Go straight forward in. Send it straight in. There we go. Yeah, good. And change sides. Okay, now hold on. Okay, guys. I think that's good for now. Any questions before we wrap it up? No. Okay. Yeah, maybe put the pads back. All right, to everybody that's been watching. Okay, thanks for joining us. Hope you found those techniques fairly interesting, and we'll be live streaming again at 11 o'clock tomorrow. Remember to subscribe. Okay.